Hello folks, Simon here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be pitting the DJI Mini 2 against the DJI Mini 3 Pro in an urban range test. So the DJI Mini 2 uses DJI's Ocusync 2.0 technology, whereas the Mini 3 Pro uses their Ocusync 3.0 technology. So what is the difference between them? Well, both are in fact very clever marketing terms, and they sound far more sophisticated than they really are. Effectively, both Ocusync 2.0 and Ocusync 3.0 use the Wi-Fi bands 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, and they can switch freely between them depending on what's going to provide the better connection from the controller to the drone at the time. And it is a clever technology, but it is still traditional Wi-Fi. A lot of people seem to assume that Ocusync is some new technology that DJI have invented, when really that is not the case. The main difference between 2.0 and 3.0 is in the number of antennae that are used. So in Ocusync 2.0 drones, there are 2 antennae, whereas in Ocusync 3.0 drones, there are 4 antennae. And this should provide a more consistent signal, in theory, especially as the drone maneuvers and it's either, for example, facing away or facing towards the controller. You should still get to keep that consistent connection between the drone and the controller. And the other advantage of Ocusync 3.0 over Ocusync 2.0 is the fact that with 3.0, you get to transmit a 1080p signal, transmission signal from the drone to what you're seeing on your controller, whereas with 2.0 you only get a 720p connection. Now that doesn't affect the actual recording that is taking place onto the memory card of the drone. That's just the transmission to the controller for your live view. I do just want to briefly interrupt outside me for a brief point of clarification. So these drones are rated quite far in terms of the distance of transmission by DJI. The DJI Mini 3 Pro is rated for up to 12 kilometers. Now, I don't believe anybody in the real world is going to get to 12 kilometers with the Mini 3 Pro. But that's not what this video is about. That's not what we're going for. This is a specific test for a specific kind of environment, and that is an environment where there is going to be a lot of Wi-Fi interference. There are various people that are going to be in such environments when they want to capture shots and videos or whatever the case may be. Now, obviously, we're not going to be getting anywhere near 12 kilometers, and if we did, we'd have to break a few UK drone regulations in order to do so. But we're going to be flying relatively low today, at about 45 meters, and we're just trying to get the worst case scenario. DJI give you the best case scenario. I think it's a little bit exaggerated, but fair enough. I'm here to give you the worst case scenario. I love both of these drones, but it's important to know what it is they're capable of. So that's the reason for the video. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm just going to switch back to outside me. Okay, so we've just connected to a number of satellites. The compass seems to be a ways off, if I'm honest with you, but hopefully that'll correct itself as we're in flight. And I'm going to be keeping the drone in my VLOS anyhow. But let's go ahead and take off. And as I say, I'm going to take it to a height of about 45 meters. And what do you know, a nice urban environment awaits us. So it's important, of course, to ensure, to get the best connection and the best test really, that we are aiming the controller at the drone itself. And it looks like it's a little windy up in the sky today. I can tell by the way that the drone's pivoting, but that should be the same for both drones. I've got a wasp flying around me. It's taken a fancy to me. Please don't sting. So we're just pushing to about 300 meters now. If we do lose connection, what will happen is the drone should return to home automatically. And yeah, at 365 meters, we've completely and utterly lost connection there. 382 metres. Okay, let's see if we can adjust the aircraft to start returning to home, although it should do so automatically anyway. Or what we can do is hold the return to home command down, and that should do it for us. Now, if the connection between the controller and the aircraft has been lost completely, and so it won't even read your return to home command, the aircraft should automatically engage the return to home procedure by itself. I believe it's after 3 seconds of a straight lost connection with the controller, the return to home principle will be engaged. But it is on its way back now, and I can still see it in the sky. So we got 308, well, it was actually 360 metres when the connection completely dropped out. And the reason for that, again, is all of that Wi-Fi interference. And the reason we're at 60 metres now is that is the return to home altitude that's been set, so the aircraft took itself to that particular height. Okay, and it should land itself as well, so I shouldn't have to engage in that myself. But notice how the connection very, very quickly dropped. Now, of course, you can increase the height of the aircraft, and that should, hopefully, in theory, give you a better signal, a better connection, because that Wi-Fi interference should be a little more minimised. Now, the return to home functionality doesn't bring it back to the precise location, but it's close enough. But you may want to take over before the aircraft actually lands, just by tapping the cancel button. Just in case, you know, it's going to end up dropping down into a position that is, well, not going to be pleasant. In my case, that wouldn't have mattered too much. Okay, so let's see if the Mini 3 with its Ocusync 3.0 can fare any better than the Mini 2. So once again, we're going to take off and get into the test.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
So we're going to try and match all of the previous conditions, which means a height of 45 metres. Down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. And we're going to keep the drone. I just need to try and cover the screen if I can, so I can actually see what I'm doing. The sun's shining right down on me now. Typical. That's better. I need to get one of those screens, don't I, that you can attach to the controller itself. But I can see the drone, so that's not the problem. The sun's behind me, so it's not affecting my line of sight to the drone, but it's beating down right on the screen. So let's see if we can beat that 360 whatever metres that it was. So we're just pushing up to 320 here, and it looks like we are starting to lose signal. 350, 370. Well, we've actually not lost signal yet. And it looks like we're just cutting out here at just over 400 metres. Yeah, just over 400 metres. I've still got a picture though, although it's very, very choppy, and it looks like turning the drone round is pretty much cutting out the connection. Okay, well, let's bring the drone back now. So we're just on our way back down now. And I've got to say, the Ocusync 3.0 technology, okay, technically we got a little bit further with the Mini 3 than we did with the Mini 2. But not by a great amount, let's be honest. So there we have it then. Now, the DJI Mini 2, the DJI Mini 3 Pro, in my opinion, neither of them perform absolutely spectacularly in an urban environment. And I think that's just the way it's going to have to be because of that Wi-Fi interference. And that is the technology that these two drones are using. They are using Wi-Fi. Don't be misled by that Ocusync terminology. It isn't a new tech by any means. Yes, the Mini 3 Pro does slightly outperform the Mini 2, it would appear, but the margin for that is quite minimal. Overall, I'm not going to be doing many flights like that, so it's not really an issue for me. If I'm going to be flying around built-up areas or around places where there is going to be a lot of interference, I'm unlikely to be taking the drone that far out. I'm probably just going to be taking shots of myself or my family. Okay, now don't get me wrong, both of these drones are absolutely fantastic, and the Mini 3 in particular is an incredible drone. It really is. But at a sub 250 gram weight limit, they're not going to be the best at everything. But that's my thoughts. As always, I'm very interested in hearing your own, so please do let me know down in the comments what you think of the urban range capabilities of the DJI Mini 2 and DJI Mini 3 Pro. But thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.